Hi. Welcome, everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm one of the co-founders of PIC, along with Rachel, who you'll meet in a little while. We're so happy that you came out on a hot summer July night to be inside the Holyoke Media TV studio. We're delighted to have you with us. We're very thankful to Johan Vega of Holyoke Media. You can meet Johan later, but he's back in that room. He can tell you more about Holyoke Media if you have any questions about it, but it's an amazing resource. It's basically a free community space that is open to the community, regardless of whether you live in Holyoke. There are a lot of events that happen in this space, and if you're curious about that, you can just ask Johan. So we are pleased to welcome you to our first salon of 2024. We're kind of returning to an old model of PICs, which has been with us really since the founding of our organization. The idea of a roving salon to give theater artists and other multidisciplinary artists the chance to try out often like brand new material or relatively new material that's being worked on in an informal, casual, supportive way in front of an audience. So tonight you're going to see 5 short excerpts, like each of them will be about 10 minutes long, and you'll get to meet the writers and playwrights who are writing each piece, and they'll explain a little bit about their pieces. We'll go all the way through those pieces, and then we'll have time at the end for some mingling and socializing and a chance for you to connect with the writer and cast members and give some feedback if you want to, and also meet each other. A big part of our mission with PIC is to bring the community together, and specifically community of artists and audience members. So we hope that you can stay and be with us and talk. Rachel will give some announcements at the end of the evening about some things that we have coming up for PIC, but just so you know, if it's your first time here, we are an organization that is dedicated to providing space for new work and providing space for theater artists, and we also have a bunch of education programs and programs for kids, so you'll hear more about that in a little bit. And I also want to just plug that we are having a raffle for the very first time. So if you didn't hear about that raffle when you came in, we'll give you a chance if you want to go back, but it's for $5 a raffle ticket. You get this awesome stack of theater books. Some are scripts and some are just kind of about theater, donated by Talia Kingston. And also a $25 gift certificate to Broadside Books in Northampton. So it's a good deal. That's a good deal.
You can also sign up for the raffle by becoming a monthly donor.
Yes, even better. We are so grateful to all of the people and organizations that give support to PIC. It's how we can create free programming and pay our artists. And monthly donors really help sustain us. So if you want more information about that, there's a QR code and you can talk to us as well. The bathrooms are right out there, out off of the lobby. Feel free to come and go as you need to. Make yourself comfortable. What else? Anything?
Did you say the open mic?
Oh, and there's space for an open mic at the end. So if you're not one of the 5 artists who have already signed up tonight, but you're like, I have a little something to share, you can still be thinking about it. You don't have to decide right now. But there's kind of 5-minute slots at the end to share a story, a monologue, a poem, a song, anything. Yes, I would love for someone to sign up for an open mic dance slot. So that's it, I think. I'll turn it over to you. Oh, one more thing that I remembered. This is, because we're at Holyoke Media, this is being recorded as part of their station. And if you want to access it, I think you can go to holyokemedia.org and there will be like a recording of it on their YouTube channel.
And I'm Rachel, if that wasn't clear. I'm so glad you're all here. We're going to start off the evening with Lyza Fennell and her piece, Under the Full Moon, a comedy. Wendy, a worrywart extraordinaire, agrees to a full moon ritual in the woods with her free-spirited friend Lucy. But when a strange encounter leaves Wendy both terrified and strangely intrigued, will she embrace the magic of the night or bolt back to the safety of her anxieties? So I'm going to invite Lyza up, and you can introduce all the folks you brought with you.
Hi, I'm terrible on microphones. I'm Lyza Fennell, and I want to introduce you to Adriana Piantidosi, who will be reading 2 characters, and Rue Fennell, who happens to be my daughter.
Just happens.
Under the Full Moon by Lyza Fennell. Scene 1. A living room adorned with New Age details. Wendy and Lucy sit on floor cushions with cups of tea.
I manifested it all, Wendy. The dream job, money, inner peace.
Wow, Lucy. I wouldn't even know where to start. I could never do any of that.
Don't be silly, Wendy. It takes practice, determination, and ritual.
Ritual? What do you mean?
Well, you can do a daily ritual of a little prayer or a meditation or making a mantra.
A mantra? I could do that.
But if you really want some monumental shifts, then you should come to one of the full moon rituals we have in the Metanoia woods.
Woods? At night? Are you kidding me? No way.
You don't like the woods? They're full of magic.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You're afraid of magic?
The woods are full of bears, coyotes, and strangers with bad intentions.
Wendy, you are overwrought with fears. The animals won't harm you. The magic protects you. Here, take this crystal, place it underneath your pillow at night, or better yet, put it outside at night and have it cleansed by the moon.
A crystal's going to help me? Do they help you?
Of course, all the time. They all have different meanings.
Is that how you stay so calm?
It's taken a long time. I've worked hard through ritual, meditation, and qigong. I used to be a bundle of nerves like you.
Why, I'd come across as that? I just thought I was extra cautious. Maybe I could use a little help.
Wendy, you have to come to the next full moon ritual. It's tomorrow night. We're celebrating the morning moon. See, the universe is leading you there. You'll meet me at the parking lot on the corner of Hope and Fear Streets at 11. It'll take us 20 minutes to hike through the woods to the ritual spot. Bring a light source, an extra layer of clothing, although there will be a bonfire, but most importantly, bring something to cleanse your thirst.
Late at night, deep into the woods, what if something happens? Who will hear our screams?
Oh, Wendy, we'll be fine. I've been leading these ceremonies for years. Nobody has ever been harmed. Here, I'll do some Reiki on you right now.
No, thank you, Lucy. I actually like my anxiety. It keeps me alert, aware of danger. If I relax, I won't be prepared. I could be taken by surprise.
I understand. That's who you are. It's in the stars. I'm not trying to change you. I'm just trying to help you.
Thanks. So, not that I'm going, but what are these full moon rituals like anyway?
I'm so glad you asked. There's singing, dancing, the moon's energy washing over us. It's pure magic, Wendy.
I don't know, Lucy. I mean, it sounds amazing, but what if something happens?
Don't worry, Wendy. I will help you. Meet me tomorrow night. Don't be late.
Okay, I'll be there.
End of scene. Scene 2. A parking lot on the edge of the woods. Street signs say hope and fear. Wendy enters the scene with exaggerated caution, scanning her surroundings. She stands in the parking lot, her eyes wide with apprehension. She clutches her backpack, which bulges with supplies. She checks her watch nervously. A wolf emerges from the shadows. Its movements deliberate and silent. It stops a few feet away from Wendy, its yellow eyes fixed on her.
What's in the bag?
Wendy whirls around, heart pounding, gasping. She fumbles for her knife in her backpack, but her hands are shaking too badly to grip it.
Who are you? Stay back!
You know, if I wanted to attack you, you wouldn't be able to pull that knife off your pack. My sharp teeth would sink into you before you could blink. Of course, I only want to help you. What are you doing in the woods so late, under the morning moon?
I came to meet my friend. We're going to a ritual.
A ritual?
Yes?
A ritual of change, of transformation, of shedding the old skin and embracing the new?
How did you know that?
The Metanoia woods whispered their secrets to those who listen. They know your fears, your doubts, your deepest desires.
No, I'm not going in there. I'm not ready for that. I'm scared.
The only way out is through. Embrace the fear, Wendy. Let it guide you to your true self.
How did you know my name?
What's in the bag?
Oh, a can of beans, trail mix, charcoal water filter, toilet paper, batteries, blanket, first aid kit, and my cell phone.
You sound prepared.
I am always prepared. You can never be too careful. I mean, admittedly, I don't actually know what I could do to protect myself from a wolf attack. Honestly, I didn't think it would happen around here.
Don't worry, I won't bite you.
That hardly makes me feel safe. You could be tricking me. I've read the stories. What kind of wolf are you? Oh, I forgot. I have a garlic bulb in my bag too. And a gun with a silver bullet.
First, garlic is for vampires, and I'm not a werewolf.
How do I know? You are talking, after all.
That's true. I guess you wouldn't know. Show me your gun.
I only pull it out on special occasions. Like when I come to the woods late at night, the full moon, and a wolf shows up. I might be about to make this a special occasion.
Yes, a full moon is always special. And it's true, the moon does rile me up. It's the morning moon tonight, the last full moon before the winter solstice.
How do you know about the solstice?
All animals know about the solstices and the changing seasons. Food will be scarce soon. It's time to fatten up.
That sounds like a threat.
No, I'm just a little lonely. I lost my wolf pack a while ago. They said I was too much of a free thinker and a dreamer. I hated them always telling me what to do, where to go, what to kill. You know, those little bunnies are cute. I mean, I always ate them, but I just liked watching them first. Those wolves were on a kill and go schedule. It was too efficient for me.
Poor bunnies.
So now I hunt on my own schedule. A wolf's got to eat after all. And I wander the woods, resting on the river's edge, watching, taking the world in. I've done a lot of self-discovery at the edge of the river. I've pondered the earth, moon, and stars. You know, the stars have conflict just like we do here.
I don't know much about stars, but I like looking at them.
There's a field in the woods where I stare up at the sky. I fall asleep watching them.
That sounds nice.
Look, you can see Mars just left of the moon.
Whoa, that's cool.
It's a rare occurrence.
I've always wondered if I should spend more time with the stars. I get so caught up worrying in the day-to-day, worrying about this and fretting about that. Stuck in a job I hate, worrying none of my friends actually like me. I need a new beginning, and that's why I came here tonight. I don't know if I actually believe in this stuff, but my friend Lucy, she swears by it.
A full moon is more about endings than new beginnings. It's a time to let go. What can you let go of?
I have a laundry list of things to let go of.
Then let go and start a new path. Once you follow your true path, your issues will melt away. You can start big or small. I guess it depends on how strong you feel.
Strong is not an attribute I use for myself.
I can help you. You can visit me anytime.
Suddenly, Wolf stops talking and quickly moves into the shadows as Lucy enters the parking lot, interrupting the conversation.
Wait, we weren't finished.
We're finished with what?
How do I find him?
Who? Who are you talking about? Wendy, are you talking to someone?
Where did he go?
Who are you talking about? Wendy, you seem different. What did I miss?
No, nothing. It's nothing.
Okay, if you say so. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. This night is going to be full of magic. I can just sense it's going to be a new start for you.
Okay, I'm actually excited. Come on, hurry, let's go.
Good. Then this promises to be a good night. Let's get going.
End of scene.
All right. Next we have Jack O'Hara, who will be presenting The Transformation. The Transformation is an adaptation of the story. Oh, I should have asked you how to say this. The story of Ceyx and Alcyone, as told in Ovid's Metamorphoses. It centers on the story of two lovers whose marriage is collapsing. The man, spiraling after the loss of his niece and brother, follows a doomed path in search of meaning. The woman tries to pull him back from the brink, caught between love and the desire to protect herself. Meanwhile, Morpheus and Iris, two minor gods, are tasked with destroying this marriage for a perceived... I should have read this more thoroughly before I read it in front of a giant group of people. That would have been a good idea. For a perceived offense against the gods. The other man appears exiled from his homeland to further destabilize and confuse the couple. As reality and dreaming converge, certainty dissolves, forcing gods and mortals alike to surrender at the feet of fate. Humorous and lyrical, the play examines the interplay of free will and change. Please come up and do a better job than I did explaining what this is.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. We'll be sharing the first scene of The Transformation tonight. I have Nico reading for Morpheus, Caitlin reading for Iris, and Davis, who's going to be reading stage directions. And we're going to set up a few things first.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
Oh, yeah, no music.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I think so.
Awesome.
Darkness. A dim spotlight on Morpheus, kneeling center, eyes closed, meditating. Diaphanous fog fills the stage. Warm, ambient sound. Iris enters, radiating light and smoking a cigarette. They notice Morpheus and sneak behind them.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
The blissful scene dissolves, becoming a mundane gray space. This is the underworld.
Iris,
Morpheus eyes the cigarette skeptically.
what is that?
It's impossible to find anything down here. It's so dark and dreary and... What were you doing just now?
I can't see anything. You're too bright.
You'll adjust. Give it a minute.
Can't you just dim yourself a little bit?
Of course I can, but I don't want to. And I won't do it. It's bad enough having to come here. The air is sticky and sweet, and I suppose that this is what mortals call drowsiness. It's horrible. And I don't see why I should give in to all of this gloom. The light makes me feel better. Doesn't it make you feel better?
No.
I have a message for you.
A message. From...
Yes.
They hardly ever send me messages. Are you sure it's not from my father?
Stand up. I feel like I'm talking to a pile of wet socks. They have a job for you.
A job. For me.
Hey, come on, wake up. They want you to send a dream. You can still slap together a dream, can't you?
Yeah.
Good. They want you to send a dream to a mortal king.
Okay.
You see, this king happens to be the son of a god. Phosphorus?
The Morning Star?
Bingo. Minor god, but still. So his son's got a wife, his queen, and she's also the child of a god, Aeolus.
Ruler of the winds.
Good. You're following me. These whelps have drawn the ill will of some major gods.
You mean
Yeah.
your boss?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Calm down.
No, you do not want to be on her bad side.
No, you do not.
So what did these two do?
I'm led to believe they love each other or something. They have a nice relationship. So nice, in fact, that they consider themselves superior to my boss. You know, in terms of the strength of their marriage.
That is a bad consideration.
Indeed.
So what am I supposed to do?
She wants you to destroy their relationship.
She wants me to destroy their relationship.
Yes, you.
Why not just have her husband throw a lightning bolt at them or...
It may come to that, but that's seen as clumsy and obvious. And it would fail to make the important point that no mortal is above us in love, in war, in mediocrity, in anything. No, these two losers must destroy themselves and prove the inferiority of their love.
But why are they asking me to do this? I know nothing of love. I know dreams. I know fantasy. This seems like a job for somebody else.
It was my idea.
Your idea!
Stop repeating everything I say.
Iris, you know I don't want to get involved in all this drama. I just want to relax here in the underworld. You know, enjoy the poppies and create my vivid and entrancing dreamscapes.
You're perfect for this job.
How?
You understand mortals. You think like them. You lack ambition, coherence, self-possession, just like mortals.
Plenty of mortals hold deep ambitions.
Ugh. Mortal ambitions are like wanting to raise 2 more goats than their cousin, or cooking the best gruel in the village, or dominating and enslaving the next town over. Mere trifles compared with the ambitions of gods.
But how can a dream ruin their marriage?
You'll figure it out.
I will.
Oh, sure. We all say how strange it is that mortals actually pay attention to your dreams and live their lives in part based on what you show them. I could never do what you do.
You make rainbows. I can't make rainbows.
No, that's true. Only I can make rainbows. I'm incredible.
I never really got rainbows.
What's not to get? They're an optical, spiritual, and metaphorical triumph.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't believe I'm defending myself against someone whose only real achievement is getting someone to climax unwillingly. And rainbows, you know, they're real. They exist, which is more than I can say about your little dreams.
You're right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. It sounds like a lot of planning.
Don't try to wriggle your way out of this. You act simple, but I see you. Your true talents lie in manipulation, confusing reality. You're perfect for this job.
Fine. Let's do it.
Oh, no, you do it. I'm just the messenger.
This was your idea.
And what a bright idea it was.
You're not going to help me.
No, I really must be off. Everything is awful here. I don't know how you stand it. I'll let you get back to whatever it is you were doing.
I was creating a vision of peace and serenity.
I don't care. Bye.
Iris exits.
How am I supposed to find this couple?
You'll figure it out.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Morpheus walks to the edge of the stage, near where their father, Sleep, rests in a cave.
Father, I'm going out. I'll be back. Bye then.
See.
All right. Next we have Elizabeth Nelson with her piece, I Am Not a Lady. The state has taken control. The people are divided, living in fractured communities. There is little to no water, and the deserts are expanding. A father makes a wicked deal, his daughter in exchange for water. Liana, taken away at just 5 years old, is locked away in a tower where she must become a lady before her 18th birthday. Visited only by her captor, an old woman she calls mother, and a set of twin brothers, cursed so that they can only speak half-truths and lies, Liana knows little of the world, but the view from her window, through which she converses with the sun, the moon, and all of the natural world, gives her strength to seek her truth and plot escape. Of the story by Liana's future granddaughter, a land healer named Rain. Please welcome Elizabeth Nelson. You don't need.
We'll just use them in front of the. I'm Elizabeth Nelson. I am the writer. I'm also going to be reading. This is my very good friend, Deirdre McKenna, also a writer. We are not actors, so just bear with us. We're going to read scene 5 of my play, and I think the only thing I'll share to help set this up is that Liana, who I am playing, did not realize that the boys were 2 twins. She only knows them as one boy. She knows him as Christian. She thinks he's dead. The good one has died in front of her. And the scene right before this one, the bad brother, the bad Christian, has come with her twin sister, who she did not know about. And this is the first time the sisters are getting to reunite and learn a little bit about what's going on outside of the tower. I'm also going to read, there's very few stage directions. I'm just going to read those as well. Scene 5, the sisters sit in the tower. The bad Christian is passed out on the floor. Show me again.
Like this, as big as your arm.
Oh.
Sometimes there are potatoes with butter.
Butter? What's that?
From cow's milk. We trade with the people of the fields. Rabbits and turkeys for butter and milk. You poor starved thing, I'm torturing you.
No, tell me of every single morsel.
There is fresh bread each day.
Oh, I hate bread.
You might like it right out of the oven, soft and warm, with elderberry jam. I cannot wait to tell Father that you are alive. He will die to see you. I wish I could take you home tonight.
Home? The tower trembles.
You really do not remember?
It is like a dream. To see a tree, something green. I thought it was only a dream. I do remember snow. Does it still snow?
Not anymore. But we are lucky. Our people live in the forest. We have water, thanks to you, and plenty to eat. The state taxes everything, of course, but we do okay in the forest and the fields. Those in the desert, not so much.
You said Father went blind. Is it wicked that I'm a little bit happy about that?
It broke his heart to lose you.
Says the sister who was kept.
Shh, you'll wake him.
All this time, he was a monster. Are they all this awful?
There are good ones. I think you knew one. What of your good Christian?
A lot of good his goodness did me.
He worked very hard to find me.
And how did he?
Their family comes from a long line of trackers. Once upon a time, they were also of the forest, but now they live in the desert and work for the state. Before their father was a famed seeker, he rescued many children. Dangerous business, that is, stealing children from wiles. He followed me home from the exchange, called to me from the shadows. I nearly daggered him, but he knew the sign.
What does it mean?
That we are fighting the same things. He was going to bring me here, to help me bring you home. We had a plan, only when the time came, he never showed. I knew something must have happened, but he had told me of his brother, so I found him, and now I'm here.
And now you are here. Sometimes he would tell me stories to help me sleep, with his hands, pictures drawn with sticks, about searching for lost girls like a treasure hunt. He said that I was his most precious find. I am such a fool to have not known. I am such a fool.
Do not say so, my love.
All this time, my bedtime story was adding stones.
You are not the only one. Many, many girls have been taken. Very few are found. This, us together, is a blessing. I met one once, a reclaimed.
You did? What was she like? Was she a lady?
She was a child, 12, 13, wild. She kept running away, digging holes. She'd only known the dark. Leanna, you must know Father gave much to find you. His regret was very great.
Regret?
Sorrow over the past.
No one ever came, ever, until...
I am here now. Did you ever suspect about the brothers?
No. Yes, I don't know. He said always the same thing. Here is where you are safe. Here is where you belong, away from the monster's claws, hidden until dawn. It was my nursery rhyme. He was no bigger than I when he first climbed through that window. He looked always the same. He sounded always the same. He was the same until one day he was not. Do you think I am stupid?
No. Between curiosity and fear is a great tension.
What is curiosity?
A burning desire to know.
Oh, I have that. It is called a library.
These are forbidden. How is this possible?
Christian, the good one, he brought them to me and helped me hide them.
I knew it.
Tell me.
You're a Christian. He was one of us, a persister.
Emily, my dear sister, can I trust you?
With my life and soul.
Liana fetches her rope from up high in the dark rafters.
Liana, look. What have you done? The rope.
It must be.
Your poor head.
No, not poor. It grows and grows and grows. My skin too, look.
Oh, magic? Or a miracle?
I cannot leap. I cannot fall. I cannot climb, even if it were not so high. She keeps me like an embrace, heavy. Heavier than he ever is. I can no more move her than I can move him. They take from me and they keep what they want, and so must I. It is the only way because she loves me.
Oh, sister, do not say that she loves you. It's not in the wild's nature.
No, not mother.
To not call her that.
Well, she commands it. Mother is only a name. I might call her sergeant for all the steps she puts me through, or captor, but she insists on mother, and I must do what I must do. She keeps me. You understand? I must leave myself inside so that the rest of me...
I see.
There are other things to know, too. Look, she climbs up and fetches a book or two. Christian marked these pages. Puzzles. I thought it was a game, but it was a way of teaching me without saying it aloud. Will you help me? Make sense of the bits that I'm stuck. See, look, there's something about rabbits.
These are charms.
Charms?
Protections. He did love you. This is proof. He's been trying to show you a way out. When I last saw him, he told me he had been called into the service, that he was going to have to say goodbye. He could barely speak. I do not think that was the curse.
Love is a curse.
No, darling, more like an enchantment.
Does the hurt ever go away?
I thought I had lost you forever. Not a day passed that my heart did not ache.
And so soon you must go. The sun is rising, and I will be alone again.
I will come back. He sketched me a map.
Let me see. I know these marks, and they are the very lines by which my heart is drawn. And now you are here to fill them with color.
I will come back. I will bring these charms. I will help you with the rope. You will make it home.
How will you climb? The vine is nearly gone. It crumbles more each time.
With the help of your rope.
You will rescue me.
You will rescue yourself. with your own mind and your own heart. With those, you can fight back.
Are you fighting back? Out there?
I am. There's much more to speak of. And we will. We will talk of everything. I will pick up where he left off. But for now, dear sister, let us braid.
The sisters braid. End of scene.
All right, next we have Kristin Palpini, who'll be sharing Slitsville. Moving during a disastrous divorce, our protagonist is one of 4 generations of salty women living under one roof, struggling through dementia, new and lost loves, burgeoning adulthood, and way too much resentment. Welcome, Kristin.
Thank you. All right, so it's just me. I've got some extra characters and a prop. So let's see how this goes. So this is the first scene from Slitsville. And I'll get my glasses out and start. You're gonna meet 3 characters. We've got Polly. She is recently left her husband, moved in with her mother, Jane. Polly moved in with her 12-year-old daughter. And Jane is taking care of her elderly mother with dementia and has just brought in her daughter and granddaughter. And then we've got Ellie. I wanted it to say Ellie, it says Eli, but just bear with me. And that is that grandmother, the elder, the matriarch there. All right. So we're gonna start in the suburban New England kitchen, 2024. It's the morning. Polly is folding laundry, drying pieces on the couch and whatever. She's using a suitcase as a laundry basket. And we'll start with Jane. Okay. You could have stayed longer, as long as you like. I know. This is a safe place for you, a very safe place. You can stay here for as long as you need, and you're always welcome. Thanks, Ma. Of course. Still, I'll be getting out of here soon. I don't have a firm date yet. They want to clean and paint the place before I move in, but I'm thinking I should be out of here by the first week of June. You can always stay longer. Thanks, Ma. Why are you doing laundry? I went to the laundromat, so why are you doing laundry? I went to the laundromat, and I'd never been to this one before. Oh, so I didn't know how shit the dryers are. I didn't set it dry for long enough, and then I had to go pick up Casey. You should have just done it here. I know, Ma. I just wanted to get it all done at once. And now you're doing it again. I'm drying it. I'm using your dryer. Thank you. Of course. You can always do your laundry here. Save yourself some money. I know, Ma. Ellie shuffles in, bewildered but very happy. Jane is perturbed by this, and you can hear the clank, clank, clank of Ellie's cane. Here we go, Jane. And she says under her breath, here she comes. Hi, Grandma. She can't hear you. Hi, Grandma. Ma, do you know who this is? This is Polly. Remember Pollyanna? She's your granddaughter. Oh, yes. Morning, Grandma. Aren't you a pretty one? Oh, thank you. You're too sweet to me, but I'll take the compliment. It means a lot coming from a beautiful lady like you. Guess how old I am. No. Come on, guess. Well, it can't be more than 75. Higher. 80s? Okay, 82. Higher. You don't have to play this game with her. No, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get this. 84. Higher. 85. Higher. 87. Higher. Oh my God, Ma. 88. Higher. 89. I am 89 years old. Well, clearly I would have never guessed that. I hope I look this good and young when I hit 89 too. Ma, what do you want for breakfast? What do you want for breakfast? You haven't eaten breakfast yet. You should have something. Oh, okay. Okay, how about peanut butter on toast? Peanut butter on toast, Ma. Make yourself some peanut butter on toast. I'll get the bread. It's over there. You know how to do it. Go make yourself some breakfast. She usually just sits at the kitchen table waiting for me to make her something, but that's not going to happen. And Ellie shuffles over to the toaster to make breakfast. The cane. So, how is Casey doing with all this? Great. I mean, as great as can be in this situation. She says people keep coming up to her and saying, "Are you okay?" But she tells them, "It's fine, it's my parents' problem." And she's right. If she wasn't okay with this, if she wasn't asking me to get back with her father, I don't know where I would be. A totally different place, I know that. Physical space, head space, it'd be bad. You're lucky she's so wise. Yeah. And Pete is such a good father. Yeah, I am. He's a good father. He loves her and shows it, and they always have fun together. Can you imagine? Having that kind of relationship with your father, wouldn't that have been something? Wouldn't that have been such a difference? If my father had treated me like a princess, I think things would have been very different. You need that love, that fatherly love, to feel whole, I guess it's important, probably be nice, probably help with all kinds of things. Well, I'm glad Casey has that in her life. Yeah, he's a good man. Yeah, he is, Ma. Are you ready for him to be with another woman? Because it's gonna happen. I know, Ma. And soon, be prepared for that. He's gonna move on and find someone soon. I know, Ma, I know. And I'll be happy for him. And her, unless she's a bitch. I'd really hate that. But I don't think he'd wind up with anybody who didn't treat Casey well. Oh, no, he wouldn't. Pete? No, of course not. But are you ready? Yes, I am. Well, you should be ready because it's coming, probably sooner than you think. The thought of that used to kill me, thinking of him with another woman, them together, happy in a way that we never were. He's learned all his mistakes, all that, but it doesn't bother me anymore. That's why I was able to leave. It doesn't bother you? I mean, I don't think so. We'll see. I think I'll be okay. If I had a man that adored me like that. Ellie turns around, very confused. Butter your toast, Ma. Put the peanut butter on the toast. Put peanut butter on the toast. Oh my God, she's so deaf. I'll help her. Polly gets up and helps Ellie make some breakfast. I'm not looking for anyone, I want to give it time. I just don't think I'll want that now. Another relationship that intense. That's good. Keep your independence. Yeah, I want to stay single for a while, but, I've said this before. A lot, actually. I cave. I meet a certain guy, and it's over. I'm back in. Wouldn't that be horrible if I just did the same thing again? Got in with a man real quick, moved in, cuffed up. Jesus, that is something stupid I would do. Don't let yourself do it. Well, I never mean to. I always start out wanting to stay single, maintaining my power, being a virgin queen, middle-class Elizabeth, if you will. But I fall in. I get overwhelmed and tired, and then someone tells me it'll be all right, and that's it. I'm all in love again. How am I going to stop myself? You'll have to help me. Knock some sense in me if I start talking like that. You'd never listen. What? You'd say, but this one's different, Mom. You don't understand. Well, that is exactly the type of dumb shit I would say. How am I going to do this? How am I not going to do this? And I know, and everyone knows, and you know, and I'm still going to do it anyways. Tiger in a trance, back into the cage freely. What is that, a song? I don't like it. It's just something I'm thinking about. Well, I'm thinking of getting out of here. She's driving me crazy this morning. She hasn't even said anything, but that clank, 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 that cane, that rattle, hear her coming. I just wait for her to appear, lurking around the corner, staring. Polly finishes making breakfast. She says to Ellie, here you go. Well, looks like you're good. Can you finish up with her then? I'm going to go to the store. We're out of milk and butter, and you should eat the last banana. I'll get more. Don't get me any more bananas. But they're good for you. You need vitamins. They're packed with lots of vitamins. You can put them on cereal or on some peanut butter and toast. Just no bananas, Ma. No bananas today. She laughs at anything. She doesn't even know why. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. I shouldn't let it get out on my nerves like that, but it's like, what's so damn funny? Polly puts the plate with the peanut butter toast on the table while Ellie shuffles over and sits down to eat. Boy. At least she's happy. Losing your mind usually makes people miserable, but her, she's happy. Go figure. It's probably nice. Free, loose, untethered. Yeah, real nice. That's it.
That was a first. I've never seen anyone read all the characters in their play themselves. That was amazing. Thank you for introducing us to a new way to make theater. All right, finally for our last 10-minute piece tonight, we have Phoebe Shaw with swanlovers.net. Finding the website created by two swan rehabilitators, young city dweller Miranda begins a friendship based on her curiosity about their lives with swans. Miranda's appearance in Lisa and Roy's life catches the couple by surprise and brings forth uncomfortable truths they can't ignore. Through sometimes halting and rambling email missives, the three characters discover where they are in the story of their lives. Please welcome Phoebe Shaw.
Hi, everyone. Okay, wonderful actors Sarah Marcus and Gabe Levy and Allie Whitner.
That's not.
That's why I didn't touch it.
It's not what you want.
See, that's why. There we go.
Is that you're much taller?
Yeah.
Allie is playing Miranda. Miranda's in her early 20s. She's a recent college graduate, lives in Brooklyn. She's searching, she's smart, she says what she's thinking. She's vulnerable but skeptical. She works as a paralegal. Lisa, in her 40s, is a swan rehabilitator, lives in rural U.S., enthusiastic about whatever is central at the moment. Her mood can change on a dime. She can be all caps. She has a warm and big heart. And Gabe is playing Roy. He's also in his 40s, married to Lisa. He's also a swan rehabilitator. He's a cerebral but soft fellow who fancies himself an introvert. The setting is cyberspace. The action consists of the reading of emails exchanged between Miranda and Lisa and Roy, and the time is when websites were still novel in the early 2000s. And then, scene one.
Miranda Nash. Nash ate Miranda at yahoo.com. To swancare at swanlovers.net. Subject: your website /swans. Dear Lisa and Roy, I really appreciated learning about swans on your website. From the pictures, it seems like you share a devotion to swans and swan health. Lisa, in the About Us section, you apologize for being dyslexic, but I only noticed one mistake, where you wrote D-E-A-R, D-E-E-R. D-E-E-R, swan lover, instead of dear, D-E-A-R. Just a picky note, and who cares? Roy, I love that in a photo of you and a swan you and Lisa named Handsome Fellow, that Lisa refers to you both as her handsome fellows. You and the swan stand at the grassy edge of a pond, not doing much of anything. It was tender, and it reminded me that love is everywhere. Also, the pictures of reptilian-looking swan feet and leg skin, along with your note that this is from when birds were lizards. These vivid reminders of our evolution never cease to amaze, do they? Anyhow, I guess thank you for caring for these beautiful creatures. Miranda Nash.
Lisa and Roy, swancare at swanlovers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, your website /swans. Miranda, Roy here. Most of the time we only hear from folks with swan problems, so we found this refreshing. As you pointed out, Lisa does feel self-conscious about getting her letters and sounds all mixed up, but she is compelled to keep her website updated, and she knows that it's not my cup of tea. I dislike the internet. So much, I would prefer to scoop up swan crap over getting into that other nonsense. Anyhow, if there is more to say here, I don't know what it would be. Lisa asked me to write this, and she's not feeling so hot today, and I defer to her as always. Yours, Roy, and Lisa.
Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com. To swancare@swanlovers.net. Subject, your website /swans. Oh, hey, Roy. Thanks for writing back. I am sorry that Lisa isn't feeling well. Miranda.
Lisa and Roy at swancare@swanlovers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, my ankle. Sorry if this is a duplicate. Did Roy happen to tell you I wasn't feeling well and that we are glad you enjoyed the website? May I ask, do you live in a city or near swans?
Miranda Nash. nash8miranda@yahoo.com. To swancare@swanlovers.net. Subject, my ankle. Oh, just seeing this email from you, Lisa. Thanks. I live in a city, New York.
Lisa and Roy, swancare@swanlovers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, my ankle. So sorry for the delay. March was not a great month. I rolled my ankle, oof, and my foot is now trapped in one of those boots. Thank you for your email. We read your lovely message a number of times. So glad you reached out. Yay! Miranda! From Lisa. Lisa and Roy, swancare@swanlovers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, my ankle. Hi, Miranda. Me again. Lisa. Roy says, hey, maybe Miranda will get hooked on swans. I think he's right. And if you need any guidance from us about caring for swans, you know who to call. We aren't in it for the dollars, LOL. Although, we can point you to the best place to order swan floating pellets and such. Hint, not Walmart. But did I say to Roy that maybe Miranda could be interested in their habitat, or maybe you're interested in creatures that live near swans, like deer or badgers or whatnot, or maybe big question marks? Lisa. Lisa and Roy, swancare@swanlovers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, my ankle. Lisa again. Some folks think swan care is just about tossing white bread. Oops. Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject white bread, which is a terrible idea. Really terrible. Caring for swans is a lot of work and, quite truthfully, heartache. Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject also, water. For one thing, Miranda, swans must have water when they eat. Water with every bite. Lisa
and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject also, water. Miranda, this is Roy. Consider that very long esophagus.
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject water and also bread. What you said about Roy, yes, Roy is my handsome fellow. Sigh. We met years ago over our love for swans. This is not as unusual an occurrence as you might think. Or maybe you haven't thought about this. I sure have. Being laid up with my ankle really does give a girl time to mull over the past and the future. Scary. Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject ankle. Did I tell you about my ankle? Oops, sorry, Lisa.
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject ankle. Miranda, this is Roy. Lisa tends to dwell on the recent past, whereas I am interested in what came along before us. Yes, imagine that birds were essentially saurian, lizards. And did you know that most bird bones are hollow for flight? About the problem with white bread, it's controversial. Some say the Ban the Bread campaign was over the top, but I might argue that the risk of, feeding these tender creatures moldy bread outweighs the mild nutritional value of a crust or two. Just do what you can. Yours, Roy.
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject handsome fellow. I do call Roy and our swan friend handsome fellows. Friends appreciate the vest he wears, pockets, and the muck boots. He has lost most of the hair on his head, but what really gets me about Roy is his devotion to these animals. Roy cleans birds, Miranda. Can you imagine that?
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject handsome fellow. When oil sticks to a bird's feather, it's quite a danger. The implications, they can overheat. There's also a risk of hypothermia with the feathers all matted up. The bird no longer has protection from extremes in temperature. Yours, Roy.
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject handsome fellow. Dawn liquid. He uses Dawn liquid, the dish detergent, the blue stuff.
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com, subject handsome fellow. It's not terribly hard. I wrap my arm around the bird gently, and with the other hand, I take an absorbent towel to the feathers. And with a dabbing motion, you don't rub. Yours, Roy.
Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com, 2swanlovers.net, subject, oops, busy at work. Hey there, Lisa and Roy, sorry for checking out, busy week at work. My dumb job, so just reading your emails now. Maybe I am just sticking my head in the sand, but wow, I think if I had tried to hold a swan, it would peck at my face. Sheesh! And I fear that if I did your job, I would lose it emotionally. Just boom, I would. A heartbreak. Gotta run, Miranda. Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com, to swan@swanlevers.net. Subject, oops, busy at work. Hey there, actually me again, just wanting to say that I didn't mean to say that the heartbreak, like you were always heartbroken. I mean, you all seem to be able to handle it really well, and that is so, wow, commendable. Miranda.
Lisa and Roy, swanlevers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, oops, busy at work. Hello, Roy here. Thank you, Miranda, but it's just about trust, about spending time with the big birds. Wondering if you are on a large body of water, or perhaps you just have a visiting flock?
Lisa and Roy, swanlevers.net. To nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, spring. Ag, Miranda, it's Lisa. Just wanted to say, 1, Roy is brave. And 2, I will tell you that my message last week was dictated, and it sure does save me time in the morning when I need to get things done around the house, now that I am again more on my foot. Truly is a help, especially with spelling. How are you? You know, this is Lisa. And happy spring. I'm dictating.
Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com, to swanlevers.net. Subject, spring. Hey Roy and Lisa. Oh wow, just read your email about habitat and such. I can't really write here at work, but I did want to say that I am on a large body of water. I mean, there is the river, the mighty Hudson. No, I think that's a river in Ohio. Anyhow. And I haven't exactly seen swans, though maybe I would. There is a park near my place, but maybe I haven't actually been yet. It's really big and kind of dark. Like, I don't even know which entrance to use. There's one main entrance, but it seems somehow always to be blocked off, like they don't want people to go there. Honestly, I don't know what they want people to do here, right? It's so hot and crowded. What are we supposed to do? But maybe there is another entrance. Miranda, city dweller. P.S. Lisa, no problem about the dictating. It's very useful. And yay, happy spring. Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com, to swanlevers.net. Subject, a visit to the Handsome Fellows. Hey, things here in the city are kind of quiet. I don't know. I stay at home a lot at my place. Not my place exactly. I have housemates, 2 of them from college. We share a duplex. We have the top floors. It's okay. But I should get out. I should try the park, right? But also I'm wondering, it's a holiday weekend and yeah, woo, so hot here. Just thinking if I could visit your swans, I think I could grab a bus. I could even walk to your place if you're close enough. Maybe you have a new clutch. Isn't that what the new babies are called? Little swan babies? God, that would be a really nice break for me, if you were okay with that. Anyhow, let me know if I can come visit your handsome fellows. Miranda. Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com, to swanlevers.net. Subject, a visit to the Handsome Fellows. Hey, Roy and Lisa, wondering if you got my last email. The holiday weekend, it's coming right up. My housemates will be away again. If you could let me know either way, that would be great. Miranda. Miranda Nash, nash8miranda@yahoo.com, to swanlevers.net. Subject, it's stinking hot here. Okay, I will assume that you are either out of town or not seeing messages since I am not hearing back. Miranda.
Lisa and Roy, swanlevers.net, to nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, it's stinking hot here. Hello there, Miranda. I see you wrote, Lisa and I have been remiss only because your idea to visit, however lovely and welcome, if surprising and quite unforeseen. None of these do what we have. Not a clutch, not a signet, not a swanling, not a duckling, not any kind of ling. Had we some birds, any birds, well, had we some birds, a bird, but alas, save for the common crow and family of house finches, or our environs are barren. Yours, Roy.
Lisa and Roy, swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, it's stinking hot here. Boy, did you step in it, Miranda. Sore subject for Roy. Also, a clutch refers to the eggs, to the total number of eggs laid during nesting.
Miranda Nash. Nash8miranda@yahoo.com. To swancare@swanlovers.net. Subject, it's stinking hot here. Hey there, okay. Wow, sorry about that. Miranda.
Lisa and Roy, swancare@swanlovers.net, 2nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, ankle, 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 ankle. I rolled my ankle one day at the lake. What happened is that Roy was really feeling the gloom, the doom and the gloom about us
good,
not
Miranda.
having
We care
our
for other
own
people's
waterfowl.
swans.
And Miranda, Roy just took off, leaving me there by the edge of the lake. He stomped back
Our
to the
landlords
van,
say we live
having
too close
big
to other
feelings, missing the swans we dream of, and I see there's Roy's bucket, left down at the spot near the water. So at the edge where the grass stops, there is a couple foot drop off, and well, that's where my ankle rolled. That's where I landed on my
Last week we
ankle.
visited a fellow who's got a pair of trumpeter swans, one with a terrible cough. He must have paid a bundle for them. Anyhow, Lisa packed a lunch, and it was good that we took the time because, once again, Lisa, a.k.a. Inspector Clouseau, identified what was bothering his pen. That's the female. Lisa stuck her nose in the bag of feed pellets, and there she smelled mold on the pellets. Pen had a terrible cough. You can't imagine what that sounds like when a swan is coughing. I'll have to ask Lisa if she can describe it.
You asked
Roy.
about my environment. Downstairs is a tailor with a storefront shop. During the week, he cooks fish for himself and for his wife for lunch. And when we moved in, we were home during the day because we didn't yet have jobs. We slept late. Blah. So to wake up to fish in the morning, for us, it was morning, right? Even though for him, it was lunch.
I don't know what kind of fish your tailor prepares. Could be a fish sauce.
There is a
Some
courtyard.
people.
Out back. Honestly, the trip out of our apartment, down the stairs, past the tailor, and out the back door that takes us out to the courtyard feels like a bother, which I know is ridiculous and sounds so lazy. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to hit send there.
Oh.
Anyhow, I have a little news about the holiday weekend. So, guys, my roommates, turns out they stayed in the city for the holiday, and we had kind of an adventure in our courtyard. The interior walls are beautiful old brick, and they are covered with ivy, and both of those things are in the photos, which I will send. So Jenna, one of my roommates, had a friend there, a guy. He calls himself Bear. Seriously, his hands were huge, so Bear had a bag of Coronas, all loose and clunking around, and a brown bag of limes, and also a radio. But seriously, his name is really Bear. Anyhow, Jenna said she forgot the tequila, and she ran back upstairs, and we all kind of stood around waiting. Bear said something about the vines climbing up the walls. The vines are climbing the walls. So, I think that's when I noticed his claws. I mean, his fingernails, not claws, right? Huh? So thick and rough. And someone turned the radio off right then. The guy, Bear, tapped his church key, that's the bottle opener, on each of our bottles before using it to tear off the beer caps, kind of performing for us. He was so prepared with a cup of sliced limes for the beers, and before anyone could take a lime, he had Jenna's tequila and said we all had to kiss him before he'd share. Who was this guy, right? I should go. All of this detail, you must be bored. Miranda.
Lyza and Roy, swanlovers.net to nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, the person named Bear. Hi, Miranda. I'm sorry you thought we had swans. I should look at the website. Clarify. Love, Lyza. It says undeliverable.
How did we get here?
She's lonely. In the city, she's searching. She's young and she's searching.
You all have to kiss me, then I'll share. That's what he said. When Jenna came back, Bear took the bottle. I don't know. It was kind of cute in a way.
You are the host, Lyza, swanlovers.net.
I am hosting right now. Roy.
Host your website. Go, host.
Roy.
Lyza.
Do I look to you like some love counselor? Lyza and Roy, swanlovers.net to nash8miranda@yahoo.com. Subject, the person named Bear. Hi, Miranda. Did I ever tell you that my sister Evie and I were big protesters? Our parents were really into housing rights, which is funny since Roy and I are renting and we can't even enjoy waterfowl on our property.
Wow. I'm speechless. I first want to say thank you so much to our very brave playwrights who shared these works in progress with us tonight. I don't know who you all are today. There's so many new faces to me, and I don't know how familiar you are with what it means to put something unfinished, something in process in front of a group of strangers like this. It's incredibly brave. So thank you so much to all of our playwrights for sharing with us tonight. And to our actors as well, who for the most part are coming up here and reading this for the first time, certainly the first time in front of an audience and the first time together. Another very big act of bravery, so thank you all so much. And if you have never attended a PIC event, this is what we do. We support works in progress at the earliest stages. We do it in a whole host of different ways. If you have not seen one of these or grabbed one of these, please do before you go, because you can learn all about the ways in which we do this. And on the back, there's information on ways to get involved in this work as an actor, as a playwright, as an artistic advisor on pieces, all kinds of different things you can do. Also to support us as monthly donors, we talked about that earlier, but that truly is the best way to keep this work sustainable. We pay artists, and this event is like an open mic. The work that we normally do and we share with audiences is all supported. We put money in artists' pockets in our Western Mass area. So please consider being a part of this journey with us in that way. And come to more events. Again, you can find all of this information on the back of this beautiful postcard. There is a website. There's also a QR code, so please check that out. Couple of things coming up. We have youth summer programs. As I said, we support works in progress, new works, creating your own work, and we do that with youth as well. Our youth summer programs are about empowering children to be able to understand that they can be artists, they can be makers. They don't have to just show up and be told where to stand, how to sing, what to say. They get to make it themselves. That's the kind of work that we do. We have a few spots open in some of our summer programming. If you have questions about that, please come find myself or Sarah. We have another salon just like this one on August 4th at UMass Amherst in the Bromry Center for the Arts. And that's again at 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 7:15. September 8th, we will have some sort of all ages programming. We're not sure what it's going to be yet, but we invite you to come with multi-generational groups of people to join us for some kind of exciting art making, and that will be at the Workroom in 33 Holly in Northampton. And then this ongoing program that we have, you can see a couple of them listed on this card here. PIC Pips, Plays in Progress series. You get to hear works in process, in progress in their entirety. Read similarly tonight, just hearing the text out loud, but at the PIPs, we have feedback. So we invite an audience to be a part of that development process. Playwrights share questions they have about their piece, something they're wondering about, something they want to change, and ask the audience to weigh in on their what they saw that night and answer those questions. So we hope you'll join us in the fall for those. I want to say thank you so much to Holyoke Media and to Johan for allowing us the use of this space tonight. And thank you to our volunteers. This was a new thing for us to have volunteers helping us, and it was incredible. So thank you so much. It was really impactful. We appreciate it. I'm going to give one last plug to our, what's it called? Our raffle. This is the last call for the raffle. If you didn't bring cash tonight and you wanted to participate, I just wanted to make it clear that that QR code that's over there can be used for a one-time donation as well. We'd love your monthly donation, but you don't have to do that. You can give a one-time donation if you would like to participate in our raffle. It's a $115 value, these books, and the gift card to Broadside Books. So we hope you'll do that. And if you haven't signed in to let us know who you are, including our actors who have not worked with us before and playwrights, please be sure to do that before you leave tonight. We are going to shift now to our open mic. We have one person signed up so far. There's still time. We have another person signed up. Woohoo! If you get inspired, feel free to come grab me, or after Allie goes, you can also just jump up onto the stage. That's 5-minute excerpt of anything that you've got that you've made, and we'd love to have you. So I'm going to stop talking.
So I want to buy another raffle ticket, but I will only buy another raffle ticket if at least one other person buys a raffle ticket too.
Amazing. Do we have any takers? Do 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 do. You're gonna do it? We got it. We got one more. Amazing. Matching grant. Matching $5 grant. I love it. Thank you so much, Steve. And now you get to come on stage and share your piece with us. This is Steve Eldridge, who was one of our wonderful volunteers. Yeah.
How are you all doing?
It's a solid question. We can continue. The way we do things here is please take care of your bodies and yourselves. If you need to get up and take a break, feel free.
Offline. Uh-oh.
Yeah. We'll after the open mic, we'll do the raffle.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere. Right after the open mic, we will actually pull the raffle ticket and see who our winner is. And then we'll move on to the next thing.
Johan, there we go. Okay, hi.
Can you hear that? All right. So I'll try to do a very brief introduction. There is exactly one person in this room who has heard this before. And Gabe is the reason that I even wrote this, much of it. And the last time I read this was the time that Gabe heard it, which is what, 3 years ago? Yes, something like that. 22, I think. It is, because I'm not a writer, I'm really an actor. And I guess grew up in theater, all that. So I had, a long time ago, I had a really powerful experience. And it changed my life, and it put me on the track to, well, how I got here, to this room at this moment. At the end of this, when I had this experience, right at the end of this experience, I started writing about it a long time ago. In fact, the moment that I started writing about it happens in this segment, which is the beginning of the piece. Here's the struggle, here's the question. Right now, it's kind of like the thing you would take to like the moth, right? It's a story. And maybe that's the way to do it. And as I ask myself, Steve, when will you actually write this thing? I haven't, that thing that writers have where you sit down and write. That's the thing I don't have. I have the verbal thing. So I've actually created a number of the chapters of this in my 15 years of teaching film studies to teenagers at Northampton High School. Because partway through teaching that class, when I started teaching Joseph Campbell's The Hero Story, Hero Journey, I realized that that's what happened to me. So this is all oral for me right now. It's still a story. I don't know what's going to become. I do feel compelled that I must make it happen. This is just some background music. It's marimba music, because this story takes place in Guatemala, and in Guatemala marimba music is everywhere. All right, so that's that. Okay. So I hope that's enough to go on. And this is just going to be the beginning of my little story. When I wrote this 3 years ago, I titled it X, which is not like the what's his name's what he did to EX, but frankly, what it really should be titled is what I always told these stories about to my teenagers. It's really my ex-girlfriend. Okay. Departure. It's time to depart. Go this way. Yeah. I'm in the International Departures Concourse at La Aurora Airport in Guatemala City. I've been checked through customs. The only thing left to do is board my plane in a couple of hours. It's hot. I'm standing at a railing, my backpack leaning against my leg. The railing overlooks the International Arrivals Concourse, passing underneath me from the distant gates on the level below. Recently arrived passengers straggle towards me and pass under my feet, heading towards customs and baggage claim. They're just getting started. Me? I'm finished. There's nothing to do but wait. I'm empty. I'm full. I'm lost. I'm found. I gaze distractedly down over the railing at nothing in particular, with nothing on my mind. I breathe. Late afternoon sunlight blurs my vision into a golden haze. Out of the haze, he gradually materializes, hiking his backpack up on one shoulder, drinking in every new shape and color and sound, eagerly hunting through the unfamiliar surroundings for someone he knows is waiting for him. It's me. I've arrived. Arrival. When I first looked up and saw her, she was standing on the balcony above, laughing and calling down to me. I was bewildered. I didn't know where I was going and stood there as the crowd pushed at me, just wanting to look up at her and talk to her, but she was waving me over to the baggage claim. Then she waved me on to customs. The official and I joked about the Frisbee and the bottle of tequila. I tried out my Spanish a little bashfully. Estos son regales para mi novia. And suddenly I was through. Outside, I stood, lost for a moment, surrounded by men in uniforms. Then I turned, and she was standing, laughing behind me. She was wearing a long, speckled gray sweater. She was a different color than I had ever seen her, a sort of deep, burnished pink. Her eyes were sharp and green and bright. I dropped my backpack and we hugged hard, laughing. We held each other tightly, first laughing and then just breathing hard gulps of air. The men in uniforms, a lot of sky caps in blue and some soldiers in camouflage, stirred and muttered to each other. We started laughing again. We kissed each other, and then I finally looked around. Everyone was staring at us. I let her lead me to a beat-up Chevy where she bartered skeptically with the driver. She was too happy to really regatear, as haggling is called in Guatemala. Only later did I learn just what a great haggler she really was. That's a whole chapter later. We put the 3 bags, one of them my stuff and the other 2 full of gifts for her, in the wired-together trunk and bounced into the worn-out back seat for the ride into Guatemala City. Guate. People call Guatemala City Guate. And there's something about the sound of the word that's appropriate to the city, sort of a mixture of squat and gawky, also a touch of guano and adobe. I couldn't see too much of this as the car pulled into Zone 10, which is the fanciest part of town. The sun had just set behind a thick layer of fog as the plane came into land. All I had seen was a large, smoking dump with a shanty town surrounding it, then a deep green ravine cutting around one end of the city, some distant volcanic cones, and the runway. Everything glimpsed through a curtain of haze. It was like wandering into a mythological dream. Thank you.
This is from a piece that I first shared a few years ago at a PIC open mic. And then PIC gave me a little mini residency, and that was amazing to continue developing this piece. And now I want to read a part of it to you. It's called The Consort. It's also about an ex. Okay. On our first date, even though Dean had told me I could rest my forehead on his chest forever, a few hours the spell had been broken, and as he was putting on his shoes to leave, it became not a question of if I could keep seeing him, smelling him, touching him indefinitely, but if at all. Dean still has, another partner. It had said so on his Tinder profile. That night, I'd learned that they'd been together for 1.5 years and had known each other even longer. Dean told me that they were planning on eventually moving in together and possibly starting a family. He had just turned 36. I didn't know whether Dean and I were allowed to see each other more than once, so right as he was leaving, I asked him. Yes, we were allowed. Yes, yes, yes! Per their fairly new agreements, we could meet once a week, but not on days that were designated for him and his partner. We could have sex, but no sleepovers. We could do any activity we pleased, except no traveling. The weeks rolled along. It was late summer, and then early fall, then almost winter. Once a week, our lives would briefly and brightly entwine. There was so much to talk about, so much music to dance to, so many ways to touch each other, and then become separate again for another 6 days, and I'd sustain myself with memories of our time together and the once daily text exchanges that I'd bargained for. I wanted to see him all the time, but all I could think to do was see him when I could see him. I told myself it was just for fun, temporary until I found someone more available. I even came up with a fantasy as a way to conceptualize our arrangement, wherein we're alive 200 or so years ago, and he is a distant uncle or important family member who lives in a neighboring village, and when he comes to visit every so often, we fuck. I wrote in my journal, it's not illicit exactly, and it's not frowned upon exactly, but people respect its privacy and look upon it approvingly, but not with loud celebration. Our day-to-day lives and therefore work is not enmeshed, and that work is very important and builds a different kind of bond we do not share. It's very important, our fucking, because it makes us feel more calm and loving and helps us do our important work. I liked imagining us in some room with a dirt floor surrounded by hay bales. But then 2 weeks after I wrote that journal entry, 3 months into dating, during another day of fixating on my cell phone, my fantasy world could no longer make manageable the tension between what I wanted and what I was getting. So I texted Dean that I had something to tell him and drove to his house in the afternoon after work, resigned to the possibility of ending our thing. Sitting next to him on his couch in his comfortable little living room on the second story of the big blue duplex where he lived, up in the trees. A part of me was thrilled just to be there with him for the second time in 1 week. Was this the secret to getting more time with him? Having an issue? I began to try to explain, and my words came out sounding small and sad. Maybe he'd see how small and sad I was and take pity. Maybe I'd make his heart swell and crack open. Then maybe because I thought that wouldn't actually work, or because I wanted to practice something new, or because the light that the sun was casting through the windows onto the coffee table was beautiful, and I felt just as beautiful, I gathered myself and tried again. I said, I feel like I'm carving myself down in order to stay with you. I'm on edge all the time when we're not together. I think I would be less preoccupied with you if you could give me more time, but I don't think you can. Silence. He began to cry. Cry. My heart started to swell and crack open. He said, I was afraid you were going to end this, and I was prepared to tell you not to get scared and run away. I was confused. I thought, I would never run away from you. All I ever think about is being close to you. He said, but this is different. Silence. He said, on Tuesday, I was afraid to tell you that I could see myself falling in love with you. A clap of thunder in my heart. My neck pulsed. He said, I've been afraid of what falling in love with you would mean for the other person I'm in love with. It felt like my brain was swelling behind my eyes. My stomach began to hurt. I said, something is telling me that you're only saying this now because we're breaking up. He said, I understand why you think that, but it's not true. I was planning on telling you. I thought, when? He looked sort of pathetic, ashamed. He was staring at his hands. I didn't want to hurt him, but I also sort of did. He was already bracing for it, it seemed. I said, I've lived off of scraps in relationships before. I won't do it again. He said, what you need is important to me. I said, I will be able to tell if you are stretched too thin. He said, I know. He said, I want to give you what you want. My heart thundered again. I need to think about if I can. I said nothing. A slight fissure opened up in the space between us. Something beyond it glowed. It's not that I imagined this, but that my mind showed me something. The three of us sitting at a table together, mapping out time spent together and apart, a new concept. We three could be united. I said, can I meet her? He said, I'll ask. I think she'd like that. I have a lot I need to talk to her about. We have therapy next week. I said, it's very brave what we're trying to do. He said, we are very brave. Can I keep going or just... I'll end it at that. I'm going to skip a little bit.
Can you also keep going about the swans and what happened with the...
Later. We got ready for bed, and then as we were falling asleep and I was holding him and kissing his back, still a little high, something happened. The night sky, outer space, appeared in my mind's eye, and I knew I was seeing inside of Dean. It was dark, quiet, vast, and beautiful. His spine twinkled. It was a constellation. Each vertebra was a cluster of energy suspended in infinity, and I got to kiss them. Then the sky was all around us, and we were constellations with constellations inside of us, arrayed perfectly. Something important was holding us up, swirling through and around us. We were moving, swiftly, but barely perceptibly, because the arc of the movement was long. Whatever was holding us aloft and moving within and around us didn't love us per se, but it was perfect. And so were we, because everything, all the matter and that which animates the matter just was and always had been and always would be. Each time I kissed one of his vertebrae, we gasped and shuddered. Then some of the light suspended in darkness concentrated into a form. What was it? I knew it, and it knew me back. A thought arranged itself. It was that I was feeling grateful. For what? My work, my important work, which I knew had something to do with the ability to see all of this, which was different from Dean's important work. I touched my lips to his skin. He wants to be a father. A father. I saw him leading them through the woods, protecting them from harm, holding them in his lap while they cry. How utterly beautiful. I thought Dean will make a magnificent dad. With her, she'll help him. He doesn't have to do it alone. My mind held her in some of the light. I was grateful for her too. Their important work together. So I don't have to. I didn't want to. I have other work. But our lives still got to intertwine, arrayed perfectly. How lucky. Then I understood that I loved her because he loved her and also because I just did. I hoped that I would meet her soon, and maybe in time I could express some of my love for her, and maybe she would feel some for me. And then I understand that I love this fucking dog, because Dean loves it, and also because I just do. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask Louise, our lovely, lovely volunteer, to pick one out. Get out your raffle tickets, everyone. All right, 353268. Hey, you won! Enjoy. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the raffle. Thank you for everyone who came. We're going to take a pause and bring the lights up, and then we'll have some time to socialize and connect, and we invite you to find someone perhaps that you don't know and talk about like anything that resonated with you with the pieces tonight, and also get to know each other. We really hope that you'll leave knowing at least one more person than you did when you came. We have some little sticky notes if you want to jot down any notes about people that you meet, or their contact info. email addresses, phone numbers, etc. But yeah, we have the room, so we hope you'll stay and hang out and talk. Thank you for being here.